possibly.
Yeah,
Brett
so
wasn't
let's
born
tell
yet.
us the story again. It was a Cadillac that was purple.
No, it was a 1958 Oldsmobile 98 convertible hardtop.
That was pink and purple.
That was pink and purple.
And this was Brett Elk's father's father.
No, it was Brett Elk's.
Sandy Elk's father.
Sandy Elk's father, right?
Yeah, so it's Brett Elk's
grandfather.
So you and Sandy was the locksmith, so he made copies of the keys, and you and him stole his father's car.
Right.
That reminds me of when I was a kid. I didn't actually steal it, but I took your motorcycle, your Porsche for a ride.
I know. You're lucky.
That's what kids do. I know, you are lucky.
No.
You didn't even know until one day when the motorcycle came back a little dirty.
Yeah. Boy, that would have been awful if you got in an accident.
I kind of did a little bit, but anyway. I just had the things, came out from under me.
Hit somebody or something.
Well, no, I was driving on the lawn and the thing slipped out from under me.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, so that was purple and pink. And what did you guys go do, you and Sandy?
We would ride around and peel out.
Ride around and peel out.
We were 15 years old. We had no driver's license. And the kids thought that because the car had 2 gas pedals, that it was more powerful. But of course it wasn't. It was just 2 gas pedals for a crippled person.
Yeah.
But because the car was so heavy and so much horsepower, if you floored it, the back tires would just spin. So he would make these big, long burnouts, and then we would measure them. There was a certain place on the reservoir where you could go and do that, a closed road. So we would measure them and then tell all the kids. We did one that was 300 feet long,
Right, longest burnout. Then you drag racing the Yonkers over there?
Yeah, but it was mostly just being
Central
stupid.
Avenue?
Yeah.
Huh. And the burnouts.
There was another thing that the kids did that I also did. On Sunday mornings, there was no traffic on the New York State Thruway where we were. So between these 2 exits, you could really speed because a lot of the time going south, there was no traffic. So we would go to those entrances and get on there and go as fast as you could.
Right.
And it's a miracle we didn't get killed, These are old, broken down, shitty cars.
Right.
And then some of the rich kids, they had brand new, powerful cars. And back then, they had really big muscle cars. And parents bought cars that they didn't even realize they were buying a car with all that power. Because the salesman would, sell them stuff, and people thought they were getting something, power windows, white walls, this kind of, all these extras. And the salesman would go, and you want this motor? And they go, yeah, put it on, and there'd be these little old ladies with 350 horsepower, crazy.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, and then we had a motorcycle club, the Going Gondolas, mostly Italian-American kids. So stupid, I couldn't believe it. And we'd meet at this kid's house, very serious, and then we'd all go to the drag strip. But among us, there was really only 1 or 2 kids that were really genuine hot rod kids. They had a lot of money, and they really knew about cars. They were kids that dropped out of high school and became mechanics, and they had really fast cars, and we'd really go to watch them, and I was lucky because some of these kids would let me drive their car, like Joe Nataline. He would get brand new cars. His father would buy him a brand new car, fancy ones. And we'd all go there. We'd bring the girls would make lunch. And these guys would let me drive their car because they knew I was a gearhead and that I could drive better than them and get a lower time, make the car faster. So for me, it was great. Here I got the chance to drive these really expensive, fancy cars that their parents bought them.
It's like Andreas with when he had that job.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
same thing.
Huh.
Only
That's
these
cool.
cars were fabulous because they were, you know, today they're collector cars. I knew that guy was going to do that.
Yeah,
There's
these people
no
driving
reason.
crazy.
Be aware that you're going to get cut off.
Yeah.
You know, I drove